Well, hello everyone. My name is Ryan Russell, and I am the co-registrar of cultivars for the iOS, along with Ike Leblonsky, who was unable to attend today. Ike and I have split the registrar responsibilities basically into two areas. I handle the Americas, and Ike handles Europe, Asia, and beyond. I will be presenting on the new selections that have been made since the last iOS conference in 2012 in Bordeaux, as well as two older cultivars that have so far eluded the registration process until now. So a little background, the International Oak Society was appointed as the International Cultivar Registration Authority in 1998. We were reappointed just recently this year in 2015. You can kind of read that for yourself. I'll just stand here and read to you, but anyway, that's the gist of what we do and why we do it. So let's get to the fun pictures. So starting with Europe, André Charlier from Belgium comes Quercus anesca. Andre is a plantsman in Belgium. He has released several selections of woody plants into commerce, including a few oaks. Most of these are derived as seedlings from wild collected in the Mediterranean region of Southeast Europe. The new described cultivars are in cultivation in a specialized Belgian nursery. Anesca is a form selected for silvery gray new leaves, which gives the plant a silvery appearance in spring. It's irregular, sometimes deeply dissected leaves, up to 12.5 centimeters by 7 centimeters, which are fresh green above, pale green below, and covered in stellate hairs on both sides. Bases are asymmetrical, auriculate at the base. This plant originated in 1996 from seed collected in Bosnia and Herzegovina. This 18-year-old plant has reached 6 by 4 meters, showing a loosely upright growth in central leader. This name was given by Jelena de Belder to commemorate a good friend. Quercus zadinska is another selection made by André Charlier in Belgium again. A form selected for its silvery gray new leaves, which gives the plant a silvery appearance in the spring. It's irregular, sometimes deep dissected leaves, up to 13.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, dull green above, paler green below, and dense stellate hairs on both sides. The dissection sometimes continues to the midrib. As you can see here, they're deeply dissected. This plant originated around the same time as the first one we looked at in 1996. Seed collected in the same area of Bosnia and Herzegovina. This 18-year-old plant is growing vigorously and has reached 10 by 5 meters with an open, loose form. This plant was named after the location where the seed was collected in the village of Zadinska. From Poland, Schmidt Nursery, Bronislaw Schmidt and his parents, Johanna and Bronislaw Sr., are the famous nurserymen from North Warsaw and Poland. They are growing a wide selection of woody plants with many introductions, including this oak and other oaks. Besides new selections, they have made successful attempts to relocate and reintroduce cultivars of woody plants which have thought to have been lost in cultivation. This is a selection of Quercus robur, fastigiata group. It was selected by the Schmidts for this fastigiate form. It was collected by Schmidt Sr. in the 1990s. and it will be released to the market in the coming year. It was named to honor the Polish tenor Jan Kapura, who owned a famous hotel in Poland. He lived in New York. In his later years, he was one of the most popular singing actors of Europe. Well-known plantsman Maurice Foster has collected plants in many corners of the world, with special collections of sorbus, deutzia, magnolia, and many other woody genera. Out of his selections growing in the Arboretum, a couple of new cultivars have been selected. This one, Quercus Margaret Fenton is a new cultivar, a selection of Mexican origin with a Quercus affinity cambii. It was selected by its bright new red growth. It's a small tree, 6 meters by 5, deciduous. The leaves are narrowly lanceolate, glossy, shiny in summer. No fruits have yet been observed, so it's unclear exactly what the parentage is, but it does have the affinity towards cambii. The mother plant was from seed collected in northern Mexico in 1992 by John Ferry of Yucadu Nursery. This plant is in cultivation in a Belgian nursery and has been grafted so far on Quercus palustris rootstock. Quercus crassifolia flamingo is a new cultivar of selection of a Mexican origin with bright red to pink new growth. It is freely growing, a vigorous small tree. Young leaves are gray-green. Very large leaves, 7 to 18 centimeters long and 3 to 8 centimeters wide. Very thick with impressed veins, glabrous above, tawny tomentose below. No fruit has yet been observed. This was collected from seed on the same trip as the plant which I described before. Raises the seedling from seed sent to Mr. Foster, collected in northern Mexico by John Ferry. It was sent to him as Quercus tomentella. They have since decided that it was crassifolia. This plant has been in cultivation since 2014 in the same Belgian nursery. It was named Flamingo for the pinkish red color of the new leaves. Quercus rugosa Quasimodo is a new cultivar, a selection of a Mexican oak selected for its dwarf compact growth. It's a small shrubby tree, 1.5 meters by 1.5 meters. The young twigs are gray, or the young leaves are gray, sparsely tomentose, a few prominent lenticels. The mother plant, again, was raised from seed collected in 1992 in northern Mexico by John Ferry, selected and named by Maurice Foster. The plant will be available for cultivation in the coming year, and Quasimodo was obvious for its dwarf growth form. In the category of an oldie but a goodie, this is not a new selection. This has been well known in Japan and I think across the region for quite a while. Ike said he thought it had been maybe 100 years or more already. That's why the cultivar name of Lutea is valid because it's been known before 1959. Nurseryman Akira Shibamachi is running a nursery near Saitama near Tokyo. He is well known in Japan for his extraordinary collection of rare and unusual plants, including many of his own selections. Quercus aliana lutea is a lesser known cultivar here. A small tree of 6 by 5 meters, growing slower than the pure species, with pure yellow leaves in the spring becoming glossy light green until August. It is slow growing but can reach 20 meters at about 50 years of age. As I said before, this plant is well known in Japan. This was collected by Ike Jablonski together with Akira from a cultivated plant in his nursery. Switching to North America, we have Quercus ellipsoidalis. This is December red. This comes from nurseryman and conifer expert Dax Herbst from Aledo, Illinois. This original plant of wild origin was located in Rock Island County, Illinois. It was observed by Mr. Herbst starting in 2007 and has been observed every year since. The parent plant is young in age, 11 meters by 7 meters, and is strongly excurrent. Leaves are typical of the species, medium green above, paler below, and glabrous. The plant has been distributed through several grafts to nurserymen and local collectors, including Pavia Nursery. It was first propagated in 2011 by the originator, and this oak was selected for its rich fall color and extended leaf retention through December, which gives it the origin of the name. These were taken late winter. Many years, 3/4 of the foliage is retained through February of March. The leaves remain this nice, rich red coloration, and no acorns have yet been observed. From Guy Sternberg, Petersburg, Illinois, Star Hill Forests, comes Quercus firecracker. This is a new cultivar name. Plant of cultivated origin, plant raised at Star Hill Arboretum from seed obtained from Dick Van Huysmith of Trompenberg Arboretum, the Netherlands. The seed parent was Quercus petraea muscoviensis with a likely pollen parent of Quercus ruba fastigiata group. The plant is fastigiate in form, 4 meters by 1 meters after 15 years, and has retained a strong central leader. The shorter secondary branches are less prone to ice and snow loads than other fastigiate cultivars. The twigs are reddish in color. Plants have been distributed through Simon, being propagated by Pavia Nursery in Belgium and Forest Keeling Nursery of Missouri. The cultivar name describes the unique midsummer flush of bright red growth. The flush typically coincides in the U.S. Around the 4th of July. Hence the cultivar name. An older plant. It's been around for a while. Many of you may have seen this plant or have it in your collection. Quercus robur, fastigiata group, General Pulaski. Information has been fairly sparse on this plant, but what I've been able to find is that it comes from Joe Stupka from Pulaski, Pennsylvania. Joe is a conifer enthusiast, and presumably this came from a batch of seedlings. I'm still trying to track down exactly where it came from. Joe is elderly now and doesn't reply to, so I may have to take a trip to see him to get more information. So presumably it was a batch of seedlings. I don't know if it came from Robur cristata or what the parentage is. As you can see, it has very irregular lobing pattern, cristate in form. Dark lustrous green above, lighter below. The plant has been propagated by the originator, Pavia Nursery in Belgium. A few other people have it. Cultivar name, The story that I got secondhand about Joe was he took great pride in the fact that General Pulaski was, during the Revolutionary War, was one of the important generals that helped beat back the British. And he thought it was quite funny that to name a English species after General Pulaski that helped beat back the British. So he has quite a sense of humor. As you can see, it's a sort of a very coarse plant. It's broadly fastigiate in nature. It's definitely a collector's item. Last one. This is one of my selections. This is Quercus stellata, green mamba. This is a new cultivar. Plant is presumed of wild origin. This was found near a sidewalk near a city park in Jefferson City, Missouri. The plant is young, of about 30 to 40 years old, 12 meters by 9 wide. Twigs, typical of species. The leaves, as you can see, the typical cruciform pattern of the species on some leaves. Here, mixed in with these odd serpentine style kind of leaves, giving its name of green mamba. So this snake-like with a spatulate head. This plant has been propagated by me and has been distributed by Dirk Benoit and Pavie Nursery. I think a few people actually in this room may even have this plant now. It is lustrous green above and darker below, as you can see from that picture, very lustrous green. And as I said, that serpentine pattern, and this is very consistent through the entire tree. So from the top to the bottom, you will find these typical looking leaves, and then you will find right next to them, you will find, and I do not believe this to be a hybrid, it's just a variation. So, thank you, that's all I have.